Hello, beautiful people. My name is Kristen. Thank you for taking some time stopping by my channel. Today, I wanted to do a more in-depth review of the book Crow's Feet, Life as We Age. It is a collection of 30 different authors that have been put together, and this is actually a condensed essays. There are even more goodness. It is edited by Nancy Peckenham, who is author and editor, and put together this collection for us, reflecting on people's perspective of being older and wiser. From age 50 to 90 are the authors. I am 51. I started transitioning my hair about 2.5 years ago, so it has been 2.5 years since I've grown out. I no longer have any color or anything that is not my own natural hair, and that process for me was a long road to decide that, and a lot of it comes from a lot of these reflections, so I wanted to share a couple of them with us today. I will start with a beautiful poem that was written by Mark Starlin. He writes, "I wear my graying hair as a badge of honor for time served on this rock, my scars as souvenirs of a life abundantly lived. I am a geezer, but not an Ebenezer Scrooge, and I am not done yet." I just think that is just so awesome. I don't have any prominent scars, but I have a little scar on my collarbone from my cancer. I, have my gray hair and my little crow's feet, and I do think they just tell our story. And I also think that's, kind of the story of tattoos or piercings or all those things. I just find that they're an expression and they're part of our story. And I love hearing people's stories about all of their markings and aging, if you will. Also, I love the title of this one by Marie Bailey. It says, "What does looking my age mean? And tell me why I should care." It's like, I don't even have to read the rest of her essay. That's just brilliant, right? It's like you start thinking about, we do want to be age appropriate, or I think what it does mean is that we don't want to be trying to chase the past in a negative way and not accept who we are now. But the other dimension of that is that we also don't want to play down where we are now, because no matter what phase we're at, we have so much living and so much that we can give to do. Even if our bodies aren't physically able to do what maybe they were able to do when we were younger, we still have our minds, we still have our creativity, we still have our stories to share, we still have the ability to support and encourage and to inspire a whole nother generation or those around us to continue to be part of that story. So I say yes, we shouldn't try to waste time trying to hold on to our younger selves, but we shouldn't care or fear, I should say, moving into where we're going. And then my favorite probably quote from the whole compilation was actually by Julia Hubble. It was in an essay called "Why at Almost 80 I Am Redefining Beauty." And it's a beautiful essay, and in it she has this line, "We lose our value when we mourn our youth and fail to step into the promise of our legacy." Let me say that one more time. "We lose our value when we mourn our youth and fail to step into the promise of our legacy." So along those lines, I wholeheartedly agree. I think that sums up the flavor of this book. There is a lot of mourning and a lot of people feeling like they're discounted and not heard. So maybe that's the secondary message of this, if you will, is do not quickly discount the voices or the opinions of those that we can still hear the stories and learn so much from. And history repeats itself. I keep saying over and over, I'm in the United States, so I keep saying over and over again, we kept on comparing all through the COVID virus about back to 1918 and the great pandemic. If you look at US history, we had the Roaring 20s and then the Great Depression, right? We celebrated, we overspent, we overindulged, and then there was the crash. And it's just like, do people not read history? It's like, hello, why can't we learn? Those who've gone before us have wisdom, and we can learn, and we should listen. I mean, not everybody. Some people are crazy, y'all. But we can at least hear and use our own minds to judge, right? So I actually, once I made the decision, I struggled so much about whether I should go gray, whether I should just, stop, not necessarily taking care of my skin, right? But fighting or mourning, if you will, the fact that my skin is changing and getting wrinkles and all this stuff. And I don't know. I mean, culturally, I think we just as a society value youth and strength, which is good. Those things are precious and beautiful. But I tell you, it is really awesome being 50. I remember this poignant moment when I was 17. I was in my bathroom. I had my own bathroom. How blessed was I? So I had my own bathroom. I'm staring at the mirror, looking at myself, and I'm having a pretty good day. My hair looks pretty good. I have very little makeup on, and I look, 17, young, beautiful, And I just remember thinking, wow, this is one of those moments where everything's kind of working, kind of on point, and I just want to remember it. And I just kind of took a snapshot in my mind and just of this kind of ideal maybe of myself that I wanted to hold on to or celebrate or remember. And that's good. I'm really, really glad I had that and that I kind of intentionally remember that, and thinking to myself, gosh, I'm a little bit fearful of losing this, if you will. And I remember another moment when I was almost 25, right after my 25th birthday, literally 2 days later, I got married. And so I wore my mom's wedding dress, and I remember putting it on and being so excited because it fit perfect. It fit perfect, except for it was a little too long. We had to hem it just a little. And my mom kind of had this moment it fits perfect, and this is my daughter, and I used to be exactly her size, and now, she was 50 and looking like, gosh, I don't think I can fit into that dress, and kind of had this moment. And it's like, Mom, you're beautiful. It doesn't matter if you can fit into the dress. And I remember thinking to myself, am I going to be able to fit into this dress when I'm 50, right? And I'm going to hashtag goal, right? Now at 40, I want it noted, I could still fit into that dress. But at 50, no way, Jose, can I fit into that dress. And you know what? The funny thing is, I thought I would be really sad about it. I'm not that sad about it. I've learned that, you do get that middle-age spread. Your body just settles. But have you ever settled into a comfy couch or into a comfy spot and it's just so comforting? I feel like that's what happens as we age. And maybe people tell us that, but I never fully understood it until you experience it. And maybe my telling it here doesn't make any difference. But if you are thinking about embracing gray, about embracing wrinkles, about kind of settling in, being comfortable that you've grown a size or two, again, I applaud that. I say that is beautiful. And honestly, I think I am more settled in my spirit and more happy in my life than I was in my younger self. There were so many more unknowns or so much life that hadn't been experienced to understand that even when crisis happens and even when difficult things happen, there's a way through it. You don't know that when you're younger. And as you live it, you just become more attuned to what to actually care about and what to let go. And so many things continue to be let go. You don't have to stress and worry about quite as much as we get older. There's different things to worry about, and it's not like it's not important, and it's not as if we shouldn't take care of ourselves, fix our hair and take care of our skin and try to maintain a healthy weight, but we don't have to run around with the obsession of it. And my only regret with going gray and allowing my hair to do this was that I really struggled with the decision and didn't do it sooner. I feel like it has really allowed me to be a part of that, including myself, and seeing, hey, this is coming in and it's good too. The brown was beautiful, but the gray is beautiful too. And I have nothing against dyeing our hair or putting on makeup or getting fun clothes. I do that all the time. Well, I don't dye anymore, but doing those things that just bring us joy. I don't think there's necessarily one right decision, but there's probably a right decision for you in your time to try whatever it is you're doing. So embrace whatever phase of life you're at. If you are that harried mom that just has the little kids at home and you're just overwhelmed, God bless you. That is such a sacred, hard time that has moments of joy, but it's exhausting, and that is part of the benefit. There's sadness when our children leave the nest. I'm at that phase where, I'm having that empty nest kind of situation, and there's like reminiscing and kind of sweet bitterness to not having those times anymore with your children, and yet you move into a new place where they actually become friends. And they actually, my oldest at least, starts to maybe even take my advice. It's like shocking because it goes back to the wisdom and recognizing that all those around us, and particularly those who are older than us, may have some wisdom to share. So may you this day maybe come to mind even with some wisdom tellers that are speaking into your life, and maybe even intentionally seek them out and ask some questions about life, or what would be their advice for those who are younger. What would be their thoughts on really seizing the deep meaning of life? What if they, had to summarize their greatest lessons? What would it be? And it's a great exercise for us to think that about ourselves, and maybe even for those who are a little bit younger than us. So if you have anything that you would like to share, thoughts on aging, the process that you're in now, something that maybe, you would like to do intentionally about this, please leave me a comment below. I really appreciate you taking some time. You might want to pick up a copy of Crow's Feet, Life as We Age. It's a sweet, sweet book, no matter what age you're at. Or it's a really nice gift. It's super easy to pick up and just read just a short time and put it back down. So thank you for spending the time. Hope you will like and subscribe, be part of my community. I will see you all again soon. Bye.